KVRT13. This is Zone 47 Broadcast Control. With Marv, Void Mart Customer Engagement Liaison number 47. October, Weather and Weekly Warnings. And Smiley, Regulatory Compliance. This is KVRT 13 News. Now Marv.
Good evening, citizens of Zone 47. The circus came to Gamescom and Blizzard rolled out their next attraction, World of Warcraft Midnight. Another chapter of the World Soul Saga. Another round of promises. Another pre-purchase button. Top story, Midnight revealed. The trailer gave us elves praying, elves panicking, elves crying. And then Lorthamar himself stood against Xalatath and declared, "You can't even break one elf." Blizzard wanted it to be a rallying cry. The community heard it as a meme. Within hours, it was less epic moment and more customer service slogan. And in a way, they're both right. Silvermoon has been rebuilt, shining brighter than ever. Unless, of course, you play Alliance, in which case your expansion hub is a broom closet with portal access. Half the player base gets a palace, the other half gets an Airbnb. Balance, they call it. And yes, there's a new playable race, the Heronir, a luminous jungle tribe rising from Herondar. But instead of cheers, the forums lit up with, "No high elves, dirt elves instead?" Lore purists clawed at each other over whether high elf paladins were ever real. Spoiler, none of it matters. You'll pay the race change fee anyway. Systems and features. Let's talk about Blizzard's latest innovation, Prey. Here's the pitch. Choose your difficulty. Normal, hard, or nightmare. Hunt down your target. And here's the twist. The target hunts you back. Sounds exciting, right? Until you realize normal is just another world quest. Hard is Torghast with stage gates. And nightmare is Blizzard's polite way of saying, enjoy your corpse runs. But hey, it's inspired by Diablo. You remember Diablo, another game you already bought. Void Mart would like to remind you, corpse runs are expected. Refunds are not. Pre-purchase. Bundles. Of course, none of this comes cheap. The Epic Edition promises early access to housing, glowing rotundas, and a flying mount that changes colors for only 114 Canadian dollars or 150 New Zealand dollars. For that price, you too can experience Silvermoon's beauty. From the outside, if you're Alliance. The Heroic Edition will give you slightly fewer Dragonhawks and slightly less dignity. The base edition is proof that Blizzard still remembers poor people exist. All editions include 500 to 2,000 traders tender, because the only thing better than charging you once is charging you twice. Classic, Heart of Fear unlocks. Meanwhile, in Mists of Pandaria, Classic, the Heart of Fear raid is open, because nothing says new expansion hype like replaying 2012. Enjoy your Mantid Paranoia and Shah Corruption, now with added achievements, because you clearly didn't suffer enough the first time. Community feedback, a focus group report. Let's check in on the customers. No high elves? Dirt elves. Absolute failure. Silvermoon looks gorgeous. Too bad half the game can't use it. 150 just to play launch weekend with my friends? Disgusting. Amani trolls look like orcs in cosplay. Arator looks like a crackhead. And my personal favorite, not live streaming the reveal was a big L. It's 2025 and you are forced to watch Wowhead live tweet screenshots. Imagine paying for a product and getting coverage worse than a high school graduation. Closing transmission. So there it is. Midnight. 4 zones, 1 new race, 1 new spec, a bag of recycled features, and a pricing plan only a corporation could love. And you'll buy it. Not because you believe the hype, not because you trust the developers, but because you already know. The Sunwell will not fall. Not while you still draw breath, and still draw from your credit card. This has been KVRT13 News. Compliance is mandatory. Disappointment is free. Now October.
Thank you, Marv. Here is your weather forecast. This week, the currents of the Sunwell glow bright over Silver Moon, even as the void storm gathers at its borders. Expect heavy static interference across most of Quel'Thalas, with localized blizzards still hitting the southern hemisphere. Yes, it is snowing in August. Don't ask questions. Meanwhile, across Zone 47, viewers should prepare for sudden gusts of dissonance, faint voices carried on the wind, and a general forecast of unease. Here is your broadcast lineup for the week ahead. Monday, Zone 47, donation drive. Sponsors like you. Keep the lights flickering. Participation may be mandatory. Tuesday, undefined programming. The machine will decide. Wednesday, 8 hours of static. Keep your remote close. Thursday, nothing planned, which is when you should worry. Friday, void news. Marv returns with updates from the midnight reveal. Compliance is not optional. Saturday, off-air, unless something slips through. Sunday, from the pantry to the grave, brings you what's at the market. Warnings. Do not attempt to tune the signal manually on Wednesday. The static is looking back this time. If you hear the line, "You can't even break one elf," repeated outside the trailer, vacate your room immediately, and as always, do not resync. That concludes this week's weather schedule and warnings. Stay safe out there. Zone 47.